Okay. First of all, thank you very much to the Cameroon CEO team for the opportunity that you have provided to us, to MAVIANCE, to present our the summary of the year 2022. So first of all, I would like to maybe just give you some little bit of background about the company. So MAVIANCE was founded in 2012, a little over 10 years ago. And we were founded as a fintech with the vision to make payments seamless. So we do believe that seamless payments would be one of the biggest enablers of the economy going forward, and especially at a time when a lot of consumers are looking to pay for their goods, for their services online or at the proximity points. The possibility to pay easily would enable the economy to grow massively, and this is a space in which MAVIANCE is bringing a solution to the market. For the last 10 years, this is what we have been doing. To be more specific, MAVIANCE is operating a payment platform, SMOBIPay, which is an agent-based payment platform. Today, it is being exploited by over 7,000 agents nationwide, and at these agent points, we provide the interface between cash and digital payments. So at each of our payment points or third-party payment points, customers can be able to pay in cash and thereby initiating a digital transaction for a particular service, be it, for example, the payment of electricity bills, payment of subscription fees for pay TV providers like Canal Plus, purchase of airtime, topping up of mobile wallets, mobile money, and Orange Money. These are the services for which our agents are providing the services to the end customer. So this is in a nutshell what MAVIANCE has been doing for a while. We do believe that proximity in payments, especially in an economy which is very cash-based, proximity in payments really enables customers, consumers to be able to save time, to save money, but above all, to be able to have the ease of accessing these value-added services. Today, our agents are located everywhere in the far north, in the south. We have agents as far as Molondo, which is 2 days travel from Betwa. And so we have been able to develop this network of over 7,000 points over the last 10 years, and we plan to grow these points to at least 50,000 points over the next 3 years. So this is a nutshell what we do. So amid our network of payment points, one other channel through which we distribute these services is via our partnership with GMAC, which is the technical arm of the central bank. And via GMAC and via our partnership with the banks, we have been able to provide access to banked customers within the CEMAC region, so that they can easily use their mobile banking applications to have access to digital financial services. So for example, a customer with a bank today can be able to pay the electricity bill or to buy airtime via his mobile banking application. And all this is made possible via our partnership with the central bank, or GMAC particularly. So for 2022, it has been a very interesting year, 2022. It has been a year of massive growth, particularly a year in which we have been able to achieve some very key milestones. The first of which is we moved from our old office space to a new office space in Bonanjo. And the reason for that is that we need to have the proximity to our key customers. Our key customers who are the service providers, Neo, Brazzaville, Cameroon, Canal Plus, MTN and Orange, and other key partners with whom we're working, but also particularly to be able to be close to some of our key banking partners who are key distributors of services. So we are working today with GMAC. We're also working with all the banks, and coming to Bonanjo gives us the opportunity to be closer to these our key partners. In 2022, again, some of the key realizations. So we were able to process 13.3 million transactions on our platform. This is a 42% growth from 2021. We were able to process, in terms of value, 151 billion ZAF in terms of transaction value. And particularly, this is a growth of 240% from 2021. And as I've said before, we grew our agent network to over 7,000 points in 2022, which is a growth of about 50% from 2021. So all this has been possible thanks to a massive growth also in staff size. So apart from the agents who have grown, we have also grown our staff on payroll from about 24 people who were on payroll at the end of 2021 to over 50 people at the end of 2022. So this is some of the key realizations that we have had. We ended the year on a positive EBITDA, which is actually quite remarkable given the fact that 2022 has been a year of massive investments. So it's a very positive year, thanks to the effort of all the staff at MAVIANCE who have made this possible. So I just want to take this opportunity again to thank them, and while we are looking forward to the year 2023. So in terms of the business side of it, 2022 was the year in which we signed SABC, so the Bâtisseurs du Cameroun, as one of the key customers. And one of the things that we have done with them is, first of all, they had the vision to be able to engage in a digital transformation of their processes. And by doing this, they have been able to go zero cash within a year. Right, we put in a platform where distributors from Bâtisseurs can be able to make their payments directly from their bank accounts or using other payment providers in the market. And this is a key milestone that has been reached by the biggest fast-moving consumer goods company in Cameroon. And we believe that this would be a trigger for what is going to happen next within this ecosystem to enable that other players like Bâtisseurs du Cameroun can follow through and digitalize their process, because from this top-down approach, we believe that the next layer of people, so the store outlets, the bars, and so on, would also go digital, since Bâtisseurs is showing an example, and thereby the customers themselves will be able to pay via digital means. So we do believe that this is a key element within the payments ecosystem. So for 2023, we have very, very ambitious plans to grow our network and to grow our services. As I said before, the plan is to grow to over 50,000 third-party points within the next 3 years. And we have set a target of 20,000 agent points in 2023. So we have to grow from 7,000 points today to over 20,000 in 2023. So this is a very ambitious target that we have set for ourselves, but we are very confident that we'll be able to achieve that. By doing this, we need to be able to provide some key value-added services, which we believe would bring much value to the end consumer. For example, MAVIANCE just signed a partnership with Guichet Unique. And this partnership is to enable the payments of custom duties and taxes and other services, other public services, via our network of agents. The idea about this is to be able to make the payment of taxes, for example, and custom duties, irrespective of where you are, at the border cities, at the marketplaces, very seamless and possible via our agent network, where customers can go pay in cash and immediately initiate a digital transaction, receive a digital receipt, and be able to provide security in payments. So this is a key element for what we want to do in 2023, and we are putting in a lot of investment, a lot of energy, a lot of drive to be able to make this happen. In 2023 as well, we are planning to leverage our relationship with the central bank, our relationship with GMAC, to extend our footprint to at least 2 other countries within the CEMAC region, particularly, namely Gabon and Congo-Brazzaville. So in 2023 will be the year where MAVIANCE extends their footprint beyond the Cameroon borders, and we plan to achieve this by leveraging our relationship with the banks, particularly our relationship with Digimark. Additionally, we do believe that via the digital channels, there are a lot of solutions to be brought to the market. Today, we have already developed and tested 2 key solutions, which we plan to roll out in 2023. And these solutions are namely solutions for bulk payment, as well as solutions for retail collections, retail payments. So what we plan to do is to offer to SMEs the possibility to pay their staff, to pay to disburse payments to a multitude of people, irrespective of the wallet that these people hold. So I'll give an example. If you take a company today that is employing over 1,000 people, like some of the agricultural companies employing over 1,000 to 5,000 people, and they have problems at the end of each month paying a lot of these people who don't have bank accounts, but who may have mobile money wallets in several with several operators. We have a bulk payment solution which we are deploying, which would enable the partners, the SMEs, to be able to pay all of their employees, to pay their staff, to disburse via mobile money, or even to provide airtime or other value-added services to their staff at a single click. The bulk payment solution is already being exploited today by a number of partners, and we have plans to deploy that to at least 500 SMEs within 2023. In late 2023, we are also rolling out a retail payment solution. So the retail payment solution will come to solve the problems that a lot of the retailers have at the moment in accepting payments via whatever means they want to accept payments. So if you have customers today who go to retail points and they want to pay via mobile money independent of the operator, the retailers would have to have several accounts with the mobile operators. They'll have to operate several platforms. They'll have issues of reconciliation and reporting. And MAVIANCE, as an aggregator, as a fintech, is making life easy for the retailers by providing a single solution where you can accept payments irrespective of the provider, irrespective of the mobile money provider, or accept payments via credit cards, accept payments via bank payments, and you have a single platform with sophisticated dashboards and reporting to enable you to manage your payments and manage and grow your business adequately. So this is really what we plan for 2023. And we hope to achieve that, or we are confident in achieving that with the marvelous people we have at MAVIANCE, with our staff. We plan to grow the staff size to at least another 20 people in different departments in 2023. And we are very, very confident that with these ambitious targets that we have set for ourselves, and with the resources that we have at our place, will be able to achieve this. 2023 will be a year as well, which is, if you are following the financial markets, you understand that the markets are not so good. There are several crises around the world which are affecting investments generally. However, we believe at MAVIANCE that we have built a solid foundation for which we can be able to brave 2023, and we look forward to a really fantastic year this year. Once again, I would just like to thank the team at Cameroon CEO. I would like to thank the staff at MAVIANCE. I would like to thank all the shareholders who have accompanied us throughout this journey and have been very patient as we have grown. And I wish everyone all the best for 2023, and we look forward to a fantastic year, 2023. Thank you.